Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a pretty fascinating challenge: how to build an expert-level craft kit entirely from a discount store. We're breaking down insights from a seasoned crafter who absolutely proves you don't need a massive budget to create stunning art. So if you've ever wanted to jump into mixed media but felt totally intimidated by the cost of those specialty supplies, well, you are in exactly the right place. Before we actually hit the aisles, let's just quickly define our craft here. Junk journaling is, at its core, all about transforming the mundane, and sometimes literal junk, into a beautiful, bound art form. It's heavily focused on that vintage, distressed aesthetic we all love. But the irony? Achieving that perfectly worn-out look often requires specialty supplies that can be, frankly, prohibitively expensive. So we're going to learn exactly how to source everything we need for practically pennies. Here's how we're going to build out your functional starter kit. We'll start with Part 1, Foundations, Paper, and Books. Then 2, Essential Tools and Adhesives. 3, The Art of Aging. 4, Embellishments and Organization. And finally 5, a mini journal tutorial. All right, let's kick things off with Part 1, Foundations, Paper, and Books. It's actually amazing how everyday items just completely shift in value when you look at them through a creative lens. Take those standard kids' school writing pads. The ones with the dashed middle line for learning the alphabet? To a crafter, that paper instantly provides a highly sought-after vintage aesthetic. Newsprint pads and regular lined paper are also fantastic because they absorb stains brilliantly. And those standard Dollar Tree Jot manuscript tablets? They make absolutely perfect signature inserts to go right between the pages of your journal. It's all about seeing the potential for texture in the everyday stuff. Now, moving over to the book section, store-bought books act as a fantastic base for your journal. They even have Disney storybooks that are great alternatives to little golden books. But here is the absolutely crucial pro tip. Always peek beneath the dust jacket. As crafters, we look for 3 main things, right? The size of the book, the type of paper, and the hardcover itself. More often than not, a totally unassuming discount book has a gorgeous, brightly colored hardback hiding right under that paper sleeve, just waiting to be altered. Moving right along to Section 2, Essential Tools and Adhesive. Okay, you might not expect to find delicate craft supplies here, but as you'll see, the hardware and office supply aisles, they are a structural goldmine for bookbinding. Think about it. When you're tearing a book apart to turn it into a junk journal, you've got to reconstruct that spine. Discount stores now carry heavy-duty adhesives and duct tape in solid colors like white, blue, red, and even these crazy holographic patterns. These are the perfect, inexpensive solution for reinforcing your book spines. Plus, you can find heavy-duty E6000 glue, double-sided tape for tacking down those heavy paper clusters, and foam tape to give your embellishments that awesome 3D pop off the page. And hey, don't forget your mechanical essentials. A simple discount stapler is arguably one of the most important tools in junk journaling. Not only does it physically bind your work, but a row of staples adds this wonderful industrial metallic texture to a delicate page. Now, when shopping for scissors in these discount aisles, our source recommends looking specifically for packaging that boasts a 5-year warranty or explicitly mentions stainless steel or titanium. That way, you're guaranteeing a quality cut for your dollar. Finally, grab some binder clips. The large ones are lifesavers for holding your chunky journal open while you work. All right, on to Part 3, The Art of Aging. Believe it or not, the secret to that vintage magic is hiding right next to the breakfast cereal. Yep, we're heading to the food aisle. By contrasting these standard pantry staples, you can see exactly how to custom stain your pristine white paper. If you take that lined paper or newsprint we grabbed earlier and soak it in instant coffee, you get this beautiful, warm, highly vintage tone. But if you're not a fan of that coffee smell lingering in your journal, no problem. Just use tea. Green tea bags will give your pages a really subtle, lighter-aged look, while black tea will dive into those deeper, varied, antique effects. It's basically kitchen chemistry for crafters. That brings us to Section 4, Embellishments and Organization. We're recontextualizing everyday items again here, starting with a completely unexpected detour through the beauty section of the discount store. It is wild how these everyday items transform. A cheerful acrylic makeup organizer brilliantly becomes the perfect portable caddy for your crafting tools and paintbrushes. It absolutely proves that craft storage doesn't need to come from some pricey specialty store. You can also pick up packs of small wooden frames, which, once you paint and distress them, make incredible mini journal covers. Velcro circles become interactive closures for your pages. And get this, even standard candles can be melted down to create custom translucent glassine paper for your pockets. Now, when you're hunting for embellishments, specifically things like decorative washi tape, our source emphasizes this golden rule of thrifting. Often stores cycle in new designs, but the best, most vintage-looking items get pushed to the back of the pegs. By digging literally all the way to the back, the source uncovered a gorgeous washi tape designed to look exactly like the red, white, and blue stripes of an old vintage mail envelope. So the lesson here? Always check the back. And finally, Section 5, the mini journal tutorial. Let's actually walk through this process. First, you just take a standard mailing envelope with a metal clasp. You definitely don't want to lose that beautiful vintage gold accent, so you tuck the flap inside and glue it down. Now, instead of just folding it in half like a standard card, which, let's be honest, leaves zero room for chunky pages, you mark a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch from the center line. You score those lines with a ruler, flip the envelope over, and do it again. By following these simple, rhythmic steps, without even needing a fancy scoreboard, by the way, you fold along those lines to create a file folder-style cover with a beautiful wide gusseted edge. It completely changes the architecture of the envelope, so a wonderfully chunky stuffed journal fits right inside. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought. We've just seen how children's writing paper, hardware store duct tape, and instant coffee can literally be elevated into a stunning handmade book. Once you start looking at discount aisles and your own pantry shelves through this creative lens, the barrier to entry for beautiful art vanishes entirely. So I challenge you, take a look around your room right now. What everyday items are just waiting for you to transform them? Thanks so much for exploring this with me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.